Morning, everybody, and once again, welcome back in today's class. Today, we're on the day number 7 of this class, and we were discussing about the policies, right? So, yesterday, I gave you homework that what are the role and responsibility of a compliance manager and mainly the compliance user. I got few replies. Definitely thanks, Anush, to start this discussion once again on the group. So few reply I got, and I can say yes, agree with that. The rules responsibility which you told in the group is good one. Just to be updated a little bit more on that particular part, that what exactly a user as a compliance manager can do. Mainly is that because there are two things. If you notice here, if I come back on this one, this one. So a compliance manager can create a authority document and citation. This can be done by the compliance manager, where the compliance user can do policies and control objectives. Even though the relationship of control objective and the citation, this relationship, this one, done by the compliance manager, but creation can be done by the compliance user. Definitely, compliance manager has an upper hand, so he or she has a right to review the policies, to send back the policies as well, and to work on the exceptions, policy exceptions. These two things we are going to be discussed today. Okay. And also, sorry, the compliance user mainly work on the indicators, यहाँ पर, and also support on the policy exception. So the point was that who is actually able to create the policies is the main portion. So being a compliance manager having upper hand can work on the policies, and also compliance user also can work on the policy. Okay, so we were discussing on this slide. Yep, here. Yesterday, if you remember that we were checking the property, that where we can go and change the property so that we can link our policies to either Office 65, Google Drive, or SharePoint. To do this portion, we had to be activate a plugin that is called Microsoft something, Microsoft Google Drive something, or Microsoft Drive something is a plugin name, which is not available in the PDI because it is a paid version. So it is not available in the PDI. Once you activate that plugin, then we will see a new property has been added plus new tables has been added in the system. The point is that whenever this thing, if you do any kind of integration with Office 65 or Google Drive kind of things, then what happened mainly, there's a another role came in the picture. So it is a policy owner. I guess this has been double copied by me, so it's showing like number like this only. Okay, so we got a policy owner, then we got a contributor as well. That, let's say I want that to write a policy or to run a process workshop. Okay, and I want that it should be contributed by Anu, Sonam, and K. Then I can put that link or I can put that document on the Office 65 Drive or Google Drive or SharePoint, and I can make Anu, Sonam, and K as the contributor, and then they can write the policy for me. That is the only difference which come here in the draft phase. That who can write, who can contribute is these guys. Okay. Then yesterday we discussed that acknowledgement. If you remember that in the beginning of this class, I put a message on the WhatsApp a day before the actual class start. Approximately my time 4:55 p.m. and I say that guys, the class will start tomorrow. The class will start exact after 12 hours from now. Please show thumbs up if you get it. That thumbs up is something acknowledgement. Now acknowledgement can be in the two ways. Might be Anu is not available on the day one. So she put the down thumbs up. So down thumb, not thumbs up, down thumb. It means she's declined or she did not accept my policy. Someone messaged me in the group. Hey Atul, tomorrow I will not available, but I will be joining from Tuesday onwards. Can you give me exception? That is a exception part. So it means whenever we create a policy, and it is not required that every policy need a acknowledgement. It's not required. Few policies which you think that it is required, like if a new user join, I want that user must read all the policy regarding the harassment, sexual harassment, sex policies, harassment policies specifically, or termination policies, and give me the acknowledgement. A tick box should become, and that record should be added. That is called exception. But sorry, that is called the acknowledgement. But how the acknowledgement work actually? So acknowledgement has a new, pending, and close. Don't worry about these numbers again. I think I copy pasted something, so it's showing like that only. Okay, so this thing. In these three steps are there: acknowledgement setup, campaign, and request. Means first we have to see that who is required for this particular policy, the audience. वो setup करेंगे. When we need these exceptions, sorry, when we need this acknowledgement, frequency and time, how many days a user need to be respond. If anybody responding on my message today, their class will start 12 hours from now. That is wrong because it is not right now. Once we decide this part, then we go for the campaigning. So if you see, whenever in your company where you work, whenever the appraisal time is coming, you start getting message from the HR, or might be HR start putting something in the bay so that maximum participation can be done. That is another way to do the campaigning. So in the campaigning, we see that who is on the campaign, how long the campaign is valid. There is a campaign going in the company. Share your ideas. If your idea gets shortlisted, you will get a reward. ठीक है जी. And once the campaign is ready, then we push the campaign to the users or the group with the due date and on which policy it has been applicable. Policy A, policy B, policy C kind of thing. Let's say I'm looking for a acknowledgement from the employees on the new sexual harassment policy. So I have to be map that one, and a user either can accept it, decline it, or ask for the exception. I remember that when we were kids, and let's say we are playing cricket in the road itself, means just outside the home, and someone hit next neighbor's glass. So what we say? Please, auntie, don't tell to my mom. Give me one chance only. That is exception. Exception has a very vital role here, and it is not. It is not. I can say good or the required that everybody will get the exception. No, from case to case, because exception will has no impact on your compliance score. ठीक है, clear? Any doubt, any question till this point? Good. So we will see this part, that how the exception can be taken care. So acknowledgement can be taken care. And then policy exception. Let's say I created a campaign. I added this group as a my audience. Now, how you can provide me the acknowledgement? What are the ways to provide the acknowledgement here? One, via workspace. Second, as you are a user and mainly the end user, you can provide the you can raise exception via employee center portal. So either you can accept it, reject it, or one time. Clear everybody till this point, because now we're going to be deep. Now we're going to be start the work in the service now. Any doubt, any question? Anybody doubt, question, clarification? Good. If no, then let's come to service now. So this is my instance and I'm going to be do the work. So what I'll do, I'll go and open the user admin, and I will give my user system admin as a policy compliance role. Even though I can do everything, but still, as it is a scoped application, let me give a proper role. Let me give a role here. SN underscore C workspace नहीं इसको ऐसे ढूंढते हैं. contains compliance. So we'll go the workspace one because we're going to work on the workspace. So we can give these three roles: compliance manager and analyst role, and then and compliance admin as well. Save. Now I just refresh it, even though you should or we should log out and log in again. Now go back here, workspace and compliance. And now come back here. So this is my workspace now. I have a compliance library where I can see authority document, citation, objective, and the policies controls. Okay. Then I can see in the policy acknowledgement. This is the second step and this is the third step. So first I will go and do it this thing. Policies. Let me get a new policy here. A policy can be mapped to the acknowledgement campaign only and only when the policy is in the published state. Otherwise, it will not work. So I have a policy, join the class on time daily. This policy is for what type? This is what we saw yesterday. This is a policy only. Okay. Any parent policy? I said no. Policy category. As of now, it is showing only one option to me because we don't have any other plugin installed. So I can say it's a vulnerability response. Or we can add a policy with the multiple categories. So we're talking about this thing, guys. This thing. Categories where is it's not showing this thing. Okay. Description. Every participant need to join on time, else attendance will not count it. And here you can put the policy text. Let's say let's copy something. Attendance policy. So let's copy this. And copy. Ownership. Who is owning this particular policy? If tomorrow something need to be changed in this policy, who is the owner? Owner is my, let's say, change team. I'm just giving example. But if, okay, who is the reviewer of this one? Because when you click on the review, it is going for the approval as well. So I can say reviewer is these two. Now today is your homework. Today homework is that why it is showing only this two name as the reviewer, not any other name is appearing. And where we can make a change in this approver name. Let's say I want to be add one more user.
Atul, I think so. In the change management, these people are only there. That's why it's showing in change
No.
management group.
Change management is the owner, not the reviewer. Let me
So
open it.
there will be a reviewer group. In that, reviewers' names are there.
No, 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 no. So you're saying user admin. We're talking about the group. I'm talking about the reviewer, not the owner. I'm the owner, you are the reviewer. Then let's see this thing. Carry Mackey. This is what is we need to be think. क्या है सी ओ सिंगल है CARY. ठीक है. Now let's see which group it is. Or it has a what role? Let filter out with a GRC role. Is this user some specific role? Hierarchy not required. Business user fine. App application admin ठीक है. Reader manager workspace and this thing. It means nothing a specific this thing. Now let's do one thing. Let's see what group he is part of. He's a part of a compliance manager. Open this. So here this has been defined. But the question is, it means if a user is having the compliance manager role will appear here. That is the one thing. But my question is that on which basis it is showing like this? Only 2 or 3 names. So ये तो clear होगा कि any user who has a compliance manager, only he or she is, his name is appear here. Let me change it and add a new user here. And let me add these many. Immediately it will not come. Now it's coming, see. But point is that on which basis it is showing the reviewer who has a compliance role. Find out where it has been configured. There is some logic. And also, is it same if my policy type is changed? So let's say if I change my policy type to standard, still same. So what we do, we just add this user as a reviewer or this user as a reviewer. ठीक. Now in the ownership group, who is the owner? यहाँ पर दो लोग, यहाँ पे भी देखो. Now did you notice? I have a ownership group change management, but owner is coming the user who has a compliance role. Change management is not coming here. Now where this has been defined, it means there's a no relationship between these two. That is the meaning of this, right? Practically in the ownership group and owner are dependent with each other. Now if I go back here and let's say I open the change group, and let me give these users as a compliance manager role. Now let's see. See, it means again it is proved. that if, even though you are putting the group as a change management, but if none of the user hold or have a compliance manager role, it will not appear here. It will show all the users who has a compliance manager role. So I will put it here. Let's say I put Alisa. She's the owner of this one, but she's not the part of this group. Now, contributor. As I say, contributor mainly used when we want to do the collaboration with the multiple users. So if you want, you can add contributor here as well. And again, not showing 15, 9, 11, and 15. Now how the 4 has been added more. See, what is the GRC system admin? I did not add it. I did this thing only, system admin. This is your homework for today. I'll give you a little bit backend as well. So what you can do, you can go here and search for the policy. You would open this one. Open this policy in the native view. Open any policy. And right click on this. Show honor. It is coming from the GRC document table. Number 1. And it say show only users who has a compliance user role. And my compliance admin contains the compliance user. And see, it is not showing dependent. It is not saying that this portion depends on this. No. It says show me the users who has compliance user role. Now who is the approver? Same. And coming from the table, GRC document. It meant it is fundamentally clear that to work in the policy level, a user minimum have a compliance user role. If he want to be contributor or the reviewer, let's say the reviewer. Same reference qualifier. The reason I told you yesterday that read about the role, what are the role and responsibility a user can do. Clear till this point? And if you notice that everything is coming from the single table, extend I, देखो, we are in this field is in the SN policy reviewer, sorry, not field in the, sorry. This is in the policy table, compliance policy, but it is derived from the document table. So now in this, let's say I put LN. Approval method. How you want to be get this approved? You can select approvers or use the approval rule. Now what is approval rule? Let's see anything there with the approval rule. How many of you know about the data, this thing, flows or workflows for the approvals in request management and change management? Tell me, how many of you are aware about that? In change, we have approval policies. In the same concept, we have a approval rule here. In the policy compliance, we have approval rules. And what it says, so it says you want to use the approval rule means which is already built up. This one you can want to use, or you want to be select the approvers. No, no, I want to be select the approvers. And again, if you notice, it's showing only the users who have a compliance role. I want this need to be approved by the LN. This need to be approved by the Mac, and this can be approved by the this thing. Now I have again another homework for you guys. In this case, is it required that this policy need to be approved by these three, or anybody from this group, anybody of these three can be approved and this policy considered as a publish? In change in request, we have this thing, right? This change need to be approved by minimum 2 people or 20% people, 30% people, or the whole group, the first response. What will applicable here? Can I use both things? No. So what is approval rule in the meantime? Let's go back and you can click on the new here. Name, LNG, batch policy.
Atul, can we change the approvers after the policy get published?
No, not public. No, 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 no. You have to be edited and then the cycle will become again. But why you want to change the approval after the publish?
Sometime the management get changed or like new members get added.
So change the policy. Next time when you update the policy, then you can add the new approval. Is it possible you got your final results? Okay. And after you got the result, your class teacher has been resigned. Now, is it possible that in everybody report card, the new signature need to be done with the new class teacher? Not
No,
possible, right? Until as you fail and you're doing the same class again. Otherwise, not possible, right? Same thing here. Check. So what it's saying, this rule is used to define the criteria, risk rating policy of the controller for sending approval request for an exception as well. Means if you configure this rule, it will work on the policy, plus it will work for the exception as well. For sending approval request for an exception, this rule can be configured for an application or multiple level approvers can be defined. Approvers can be configured sent out automatically manually after review. So we'll do the two cases. First, we go with this one only, which is created, and then we do the same case with the approvers. Now schedule how long this particular policy is valid. So let's say it's starting from 13th, it is valid, sorry, and valid too. Now the question comes, is there any way, and that is again homework for you. I strongly don't believe in the spoon feeding. And I say in the opening comments of this particular class that it will be we both are learning, we all are learning together. Is it possible? Can I set the valid to date automatically get populated. For that, giving you a tip, check the property. So now valid from and valid to, it's valid only for the 2 weeks. Policy setup. This is what, so now someone asked me that Atul, what you guys do when you go for the workshops? This is what we do in the workshop actually. In the workshop, we inform, we show all this field to the user and tell that boss, this is what the purpose of this field. Do you have anything else to be add? Okay. So what is policy setup? Policy template. Example article template, because we have only one template. Let's see, if you stuck somewhere in this view, better to be come back here and say policy. Something is there, policy template. I saw somewhere. क्या है? Policy article, sorry, not policy. No. But let's do one thing, simple way. And this is what we have to be do actually. Policy. Policies, leave it. Open any policy. No, it's not showing here. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Let's come back here. So policy template is this one. Oh, this is article template. Okay, got it now. KB article. Knowledge templates. Not knowledge article. Nobody is telling me. Come on, this is not new. Article templates. और यहाँ पर आपको मिलना चाहिए वो. If it is there, what's not showing this thing name? Showing knowledge base is this one. It's showing which we discussed yesterday. So whenever you create this policy, it will follow this article format and it will go in the risk and compliance database. Now again question come, on which basis it's getting selected? Go and check it. Why it is showing governance, risk and compliance? Why it's not showing any other knowledge base? Then publish policy as of now not, because it is in the draft state. Compliance is 0 on blank, not 0 even. Tick. Now the acknowledgement setup. So we're talking about this thing. So अभी हम यहीं पर है, draft state नहीं है. And it's saying, do you want to set acknowledgement? I said yes, I want to be set the acknowledgement. So there are two ways to do. Either you can do by this way, or you can go in the list view and you can do from there. So I'll say no, I'll do it here only. Acknowledgement setup, frequency. Do you want to be run this policy acknowledgement monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, sorry, monthly, annually, quarterly? I said monthly. Allow user to decline the policy? Possible ही नहीं है. Decline नहीं कर सकते आप, accept ही करना पड़ेगा आपको. ये exception कर दो. Users can exception, yes. Or let's say I'm saying also decline. First acknowledgement. From which date you want to be start the acknowledgement? I want to be start the acknowledgement from the 14th. Number of days to respond. A user needs to respond with the 20 days. Now again another homework. Is these 20 days business days or calendar days? And here the audience to whom you want to send this acknowledgement. You can see these three from where this has been coming. Let me open this list to you. So you can see this one, policy acknowledgement. अरे मेरी policy कहाँ गया? I was making a policy. Oh, come on. It should show me a different tab only. So from here you can set up the audience. So what you can do, we can set up for first we have to be set up the filter, and then we have to be set up the audience, and then we have to be add that in the campaigning. No, that's gone. So this compliance workspace is not the same as SOW where we have multiple tabs. Might be it is not safe, so it is not showing like this. So I want to do the filter. LNG policy table definitely user क्योंकि filter तो user पे लगेगा. What you want to put it? I want to put what should I put? Department is IT. 116 matches are there. Save. Now I have to be link this filter with the audience setup. ये देखो यहाँ से आता है वो तीन ड्रॉप डाउन. Click on new. LNG user list. Detail you want to put it. Save and use the. Either you can edit manually from here, which is not recommended. Go to the filter criteria. Audience filter, I said yes. Add. This is what is my filter criteria. Add and save. And my filter is ready. Now I can use this particular audience setup in my acknowledgement as well. I'll come the campaigning little later. Let's create our policy first. Not sure why it did not save it here. LNG join batch on time. Type is policy, no parent. Category is vulnerable response. ये देखना है ढूंढना है ये from where it is becoming and why it's showing only one thing. You can go here. Policies. कहाँ पर? यहाँ तो नहीं है. ये policy category. It is coming from the compliance policy category. It is coming from the compliance policy table. Let's open and see. No, sorry. We should open this configure and table. This is what we should know. And that is when we discuss about the different tables. So we have a policy category. ये रही. Attribute. ये इसको रेफर कर रही है policy category, another table. Policy category is another table which is referring to this one. So now you have to go to this particular table. So like we have this thing. CMN choice table, something similar is here as well. Policy category. Try to be add one more policy category here, because category can be different as well. Now description. Let me put this description. Policy text. This one. Assignment. See, ownership is not mandatory. Group review is not mandatory. So I can still leave it. Reviewer. I'm putting carry. Owner. I'm putting Mac. Approver. I'm putting change manager and myself. Admin. Schedule. Starting from tomorrow. Valid to 30th. By default, it is going in the risk compliance. That's totally fine. Acknowledgement, this is what we're doing it. Quarterly or monthly. Decline, yes. This acknowledgement first need to be start from 12th. Number of days to be respond 10. And now you can see the audience LNG user list. Reference material URL. If you have put this policy somewhere in the SharePoint or some other related content, you can put that reference as well here. Exception setup. So in this particular part, we are discussing all these things together. Policy, acknowledgement, and exception. Maximum exception duration. Let's say Anu says, Atul, I'm not available for the 4 days. Can you give me exception? Because you have a policy. If you did not join the batch for 2 days, you will be take it out. So I can give exception maximum for the 4 days to anybody. And then functional domain. It is IT risk and compliance. In which domain it is going to be work upon. And now click on the save. Otherwise, again, we lose it. My policy has been created now. Still in the draft state. Acknowledgement के लिए audience हो गया, audience setup हो गया, but still campaign is not there as of now. So we can get the campaign as well. So now you can see this is my draft. तो चेंज करते हैं फिर अच्छा लगेगा. Details. Let's say I want to change the text. If you want, you can change here only as of now. See, you can still change the approvers, reviewer, owner. Till the time it is in the draft state. Now policy text is this one, or you want to be add more or import policy text. If you want to import it from the Word or kind of thing document, you can import it as well. Let's say I want to be add little bit more. Save. Policy history. I guess it is using what we have already done. Is this policy apply for any entity type? We don't have this thing information as well. Now, did you get that why we have entity type? Because see this example. Yeah, ये ये सब क्यों है? क्योंकि we need it not here, this one. ये सारा fundamental by because we need the entities. ये वाला. We discussed this part, this part, this part, this part, and now this line is pending. ठीक है ना? Policy है, but these three lines are pending. These two things are not linked with entity type or entity or entity class. As of now, we're not interested. We'll do what we're doing. Then more. Acknowledgement campaignings. We don't have any campaign as of now for this one. Or any issues. Issues is like incident. But here in the GRC world, we call it as an issue. Policy exception as of now, no, because we did not publish it. Exempted control. The way we have exceptions, the same way we have the control also exempted. Now what I will do, let me show you the overview. Valid to, valid from, and these will get automatically calculated when we start implementing policy, entity type, and everything will be there. No entity type. Let's remove the filter. Let me remove this. Here's by default it's showing this thing only. So where do we add this? Because it's saying the policy is this. Advanced. Use experimental. I said no. ठीक है. Let's cancel it. We'll add it later on. Now, what to do? Now tell me what to do. Next part. Go for the request review. It says, even though if you want to add on the runtime again, can I add it one more? Yes. Let's say I want to be add Mac as well. Hi, please review this policy. Request. Request sent. Come for the approvals and let's see, is it getting generated here or not? Nothing is there. Now what we'll do? Who is the approver for me? Sorry, it is for the review. That was for the review, not for the approval. But where that reviewer goes, reviewer showing in progress. Anything here? No. Anything here? No. Let's do one thing. Let's impersonate as a Mac jurist. And let's see what is be happening with this policy review because it is showing in progress. And my architecture says review के बाद awaiting approval जाएगा. And review means review the policy draft and provide edit comments and changes. But कहाँ पर? Let's log in as a Max Jurasin. Impersonate. Wait, let it be saved first. Because the review is not showing here. It will show only approval. Request approval, submit review. Back to draft. I am an admin, so I can do anything. Go ahead, please. Any question? So wow, now what I'll do? Because I am an admin, so I'm getting this option as well, submit review. Before that, let me see that what it is available for Mac. Why it's showing leave? ठीक है, करके देखते हैं. तो इसको तो राइट्स ही नहीं है कुछ भी. Policies. Let's say anything for the review. Is there my approval policies? No, because it is for the review, not for the approval as of now. Exception, no. Evidence is no again. Entity class, no again. Why it's not showing something here? Okay, let's see. Policies पे चलते हैं सीधा. This is my policy in the review state. Back to draft. Now this user can send this back to draft or submit the review. Now let's see where he has a review comment to be added. ये सब वही है जो हमने पॉलिसी में देखा था अभी. ठीक है. Exception, activity, settings. Let's say this user is setting up the things and clicking on the submit review. Now the pop-up comes. I'm happy to say yes. If I cancel this, back to draft. Back to draft, no comments. But submit review, having a comment. And did you notice? Because this user is honor, so it's asking for the request review again. Message. Please review it. Request. Let's submit the review. To move forward. Submit. And now click on the request approval. Hi approvers, please approve it. Request. And now it is awaiting approval. And now if you go back, we can see the approvals here, I'm sure. Let me reload this page. Now you can see only 2 users are showing as approval because this policy has only 2 users. This. Now if I impersonate as an admin, let's say I'm ending impersonate, how I can approve it? I can go in my approval here, or I can go in the ECS portal as well. And here I can see approvals. Not this one. GRC, my this one. I'm sure it is will there. To-do list, 1 approval. Request it. Open it. I can approve or reject. This is similar what we do in the change as well. If rejected, it will go in the draft. Approved, it will publish. Approved. Save. Go back. Compliance. Policy. दो अप्रूवल है, दोनों से लगेगा. See, change manager need to be approved. Let me, as admin, I can approve here as well. And approved. Save. For your homework, try to be reject and then see what happened. Now approved. Type policy. State Congress may. And save it. And now come back on the details. It is publish. Now as it has been published, now go and you can see new option, the acknowledgement. It was not available earlier. The reason being because, as I say, that acknowledgement only work for only and only for the published policies, not for any other policy. I can get it from here as well. Everything will copy from the policy itself. Valid to or 30th. Acknowledgement details that this will be go to the user as a policy, and a reference material. How many time it will take? How many user we are sending it? Response rate we will see it later. And now save. And now I am going to be request for acknowledgement. It has been generated to the user presence in the audience. This is going to these users. So now let's do one thing. Let's impersonate as Joy Sidore, so that I can show you that how it works. Come back here. Portal, because as a user, he or she can only accept or do the things from the this thing only from the portal. Why it's not showing this thing to him, to this user? Might be this user is not having the right role, a business user role. Sorry, a GRC user role. GRC business user role, sorry. So it's not showing the task here. Otherwise, it should show the task here as well. So let's do one thing. Go back here and impersonation, and let's give a role to this user first so that we can do our testing completely. एक्टिव है, रोल ही नहीं है तो एंड यूजर को तो नहीं होगा ना, एटलीस्ट मिनिमम रोल तो चाहिए उसको. Name contains GRC, not GRC business. Easy to be go. Save and now try to be impersonate and see if it is available for this user. Otherwise, I have to be log out and log in again if it is not working. Policy acknowledgement. And now This policy acknowledgement is available for this user. View. Let's say this is the user who got this policy, and now he or she need to provide the acknowledgement. Accept, exception, decline. Exception. If it is exception, it open a new catalog item. Because you're requesting for exception, please allow me for 1 day or 2 days. If you accept it, it will done. If it is exception, so acceptance and decline you can test in your PDI. So I am going for exception. This is policy, type of policy, policy name, exception, reason. I'm waiting for the maintenance window. Justification, I'm not available for next 3 days. Risk, no. The duration of this policy exception cannot be more than 4 days from the valid from. कहाँ से आया मैसेज? We have exception duration 4 days. तो उसने बोला कि जब exception from the valid from, सिर्फ 4 दिन के लिए valid है ये. Anybody want to put in the watch list? I said no. Or let's say I want to put, क्या था वो? चलो change मेरी जगह नाम डाल देते हैं. And submit. Fix the error before submitting it. What error it's showing to me now? See, the duration of this policy exception cannot be more than 4 days from the valid from. मतलब 12 से 16 के बीच में ही होगा. तो मैंने इसको 13 कर दिया. What error it's showing? Error तो show करो. Now it will get submitted. Now, if I end impersonation, this is a very big chunk which we're doing now. Go to the compliance workspace. Go to the policy. Open your policy, and now come back here and see the exception. Now up to MAC jurisdiction to accept it or reject it. But before that, it need to be analyzed completely. So exception has its own life cycle. So let's say MAC is reviewing this policy now. Details, okay, what it says, analysis phase, okay, it's not available, all things will be there. Any approval for this one? As of now, no. Sorry, approval is from here. If it reject, user will get again an email to accept the policy. If I approve, cannot approve a policy exception without an approver. Approver add भी तो नहीं करने दे रहा मुझे ये. Me add exceptional approval. Request additional approval. तो भाई ऑप्शन तो तुम दे रहे हो लेकिन दिख क्यों नहीं रहा मुझे यहाँ अप्रूवल. Or you can ask for the more information to the user. I need more information before I approve this approve this request. Then again, it will show to the user here, and user can provide the more information on this particular part. Okay, let's see why it's not giving me approval. Even not allowing me to add additional approval. Refresh. No. verification approvals, compliance review. Okay, something is missing. Risk rating. Ah, here the approval is missing. Elisa. Or let's say my name, system admin. Array, I'm not approver. Carry. Save. Now, risk rating is important. Where is the risk rating? Here. Risk rating is low. And save. Okay, so these two things are missing. Approve now. So exception has been approved, and now I can close exception that I'm okay to have this user for the 3 days as exception. And if I go back to overview, there's a no results has been done because few jobs are not running at point of time. So you can see if you want to edit it, you can edit. If you want to retire it, you can retire it. Any user can raise exception, but need to provide a valid justification. Doubt, question, clarification. So this is what for every policy we have to be do. And this is what we have to be asked to the business that what type of policies you want, what type of user need to be approved or the review or the comment or the contributors. Tell me guys, any doubt, question, clarification? Clear or not clear? Let's say yes or no at least.
Yes, clear.
Clear.
Clear, right? So now homework is already given to you, multiple homeworks, and please try to do this work in your PDI. If you think that you don't have a PDI, please let me know. I will create your user account in my PDA and then you can log in and you can use my PDA as well.
I tried it Atul day before yesterday, but it was routing to instead of taking me to the PDI, it was rerouting me to servicenow.com. I was struggling to get
Service.com or it's routing to the App Engine Studio.
this file again.
Some different pages coming when you log into this particular when you log into your PDI, right?
But also, and then still I was facing issues. I mean, that PDI page I'm familiar, but it was not coming. Uh,
What is your PDI ID?
PDI ID is with my personal email ID, not with the
No,
corporate.
no. So PDI ID means I'm talking about this thing. Like I have a dev 3477171. What is your PDI ID?
Dev
Until
58028.
so if you log in, okay, might be the reason that if you log in, it is taking you the App Engine page. What you can do, log into the developer.servicenow.com. Okay, and from there you can change your user to the admin.
Yeah,
This is happening from the last few days that a lot of people are complaining that whenever they take a PDI, it is going to the App Engine Studio. So from where you get this PDI, that is developer.servicenow.com, log in there. In the left side, you will see option. When you click on your profile, in the left side, you can see option called change user. And from there, change your user to the App Engine Studio to the admin, and then you can see this native view. Okay, everybody, please do the exercise and tomorrow we'll pick up the control and control objectives. And we'll see that how I can bind the policies to the entities as well. Because these policies will not work until unless it has no linking with the any entity, no linking with any control, no linking with any authority document. इसके लिए policy बना रहे हो. For what the policy is this? So we have to be link it properly. ठीक है जी. Any other doubt, question before I close the recording for today and take attendance? Okay, let me stop the recording.